All right, good morning, everybody. Have a few participants that have joined us so far. Um, we're going to ask that you guys download the Kahoot app. I'm going to put the spelling of the app in the chat box. All right, and then once you have the Kahoot app downloaded to your phone, we ask that you guys just put the word done in the chat box so we know that you have it downloaded. So those that are just joining, good morning, welcome to our self-care session. Jason and I are happy to have you guys, and the first thing that we need you to do is download the Kahoot app to your cellular devices. Jason, can you mute Mr. Martin line?
I thought I did, but I'll redo it.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you mute your line, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and once you guys have downloaded the app, it should allow you to create like a little username. And then the code that you see at the top, the 2707851, is the code that you would enter in order to play the game. And we should start seeing you guys' name populate. All right, Kelly, we see you on the board. Where are the rest of my people? I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes. If you're just joining us, good morning. We still have 1 minute before our session actually starts. But I need you guys to download the Kahoot app. The spelling of it is in the chat box and on the screen. Once you download the Kahoot app, then you'll create a little quick profile and enter in the code at the top so that you guys can join in on playing the game. All right, we have Amanda, Peanut, Whitney, Tam, Kelly, Candace. All right, there we go. Now we're rolling in.
And if we can get as many participants as possible, that'll be great.
Yes, we have 28 participants in this session, so you guys should be able to download it and join us for this game. We're going to get started at 11:02. Give everybody time to download and join in. All right, 1 more minute. There's definitely not 28 people on the board, so quickly download this and enter in the code at the top. All right, guys. So good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 11:02. We're going to officially get started. We want to welcome you guys to the self-care session. Jason and I are extremely happy to have y'all here this morning. Normally when we do our self-care sessions, they are face-to-face sessions. However, we have made some adjustments to try to bring you the same material virtually. So we hope that you guys just sit back, enjoy, and have fun in this session. This is the more informal session of the conference. If this is your first time ever taking our stress relief or self-care session with Jason and I, we hope that you guys enjoy it because we feel like you guys are in for a real treat. This isn't a presentation to you guys. This is more of an interaction, less formal training, as I stated before. So we're going to be asking you guys to share a couple of things via the chat and give you a chance to unmute and share as well. But this game is in relation to stress. So what we're going to do is ask you a couple of questions. And what you're going to do is you're going to choose the answer to the questions and then select the option on your phone. So the first question is, what is stress? Whoever answers the fastest and gets it correct gets the most points. Right. Very good. Everyone got that one correct. Good job. Let's see who is in first place.
Candace.
Candace B. Shout out to the top. You guys can catch Candace. If you answer the next question a little bit more quicker and get it correct, you can pass her by. Positive ways to get rid of stress are, this is a multiple choice question.
Don't.
Peanut, you did it. Whoever Peanut is.
G-O-O-D-J-O-B. Good job. Good job.
Melissa, you went up 4 places. Oh, Erica, Peanut. All right, stressors are. Oh, that was about half and half. If the events that causes release of stress hormones. Let's see who it was. Oh, we got another first place, Yada. Peanut, you disappeared off the board. You too, Candace B.
Oh, Lordy.
All right, what causes stress overload? All right, let's see who shot up to the front of the line.
Tam.
All right, Tam. Whitney, you on fire, though. You probably can catch Tam. Let's keep it coming. Is too much stress bad for your health?
I'm gonna click no.
Stress can definitely affect your health, and we'll talk about that a little later. Tam's still in the lead. Kyler, you're almost there. You got to catch her. Which one out of the 4 signs is not a sign of stress? What phone company is Tam with? Because let me tell you, answering those questions very quickly. Yes, being happy is not a sign of stress. When you are feeling euphoria and positivity, all of those things, you are not in a stressful mental state at that point. So being happy is not a sign of stress. All right, Tim, still in it. We have Kyla and Giovanna. To keep stress under control, what should you do? This is also a multiple choice. You should have some type of relaxation and meditation methods, what we're going to talk about, as well as some type of physical activity. Kyla, you did it. Tam was just talking noise that she came to win. Kyla, you surpassed Tam. Does meditating help with stress? Someone said no. I want to know who that person is. We're going to have a sidebar.
Yeah.
I'm going to just take that as an accident. So yes, meditation does help with stress. Kyla still in the lead. Tam, you may can catch him, Tam. I don't know, but Whitney is on fire. Do stress balls really work? That too, you can throw them at a wall. That is good practice. So yes, stress balls do really work, whether you hold them in your hand and squeeze and try to relieve some of that tension and aggression, or if you throw them at pillows, that also helps. All right, this is the last question. Kyler is still in the lead. Oh, Tam, you didn't drop the third. Giovanna is in second now. Kelly, you have a answer streak of 9. Which medical condition is linked to stress? Last answer. I thought this one was quite funny because I said in my last session, if ingrown toenails was linked to stress, we'd all have them in CCAP. So yes, high blood pressure is linked to stress. Oh, Kyla! Giovanna, congratulations. You are in first place. Kyler, second place. And Tam, third place, Tam. You came to win. You still got a bronze medal, though. All right, guys. So that is just kind of like our icebreaker game. We hope that you guys truly enjoyed it. Now we're going to jump into our PowerPoint presentation. And as we are going through the presentation, I just want everybody to kind of just take a moment to reflect on the year 2020 and all of the things that may have transpired in your life personally or at work professionally. Everybody has some type of challenge or barrier or loss or grief or something that they dealt with in 2020. And I just want you to kind of take a moment to think about exactly what happened throughout that year and what type of stress and you know, hardship you may have felt during that time. And we're gonna just jump into a couple of tips to help you. But first, I want you guys to share in the chat box some ways that you think that you helped you to become stress-free. So share in the chat, what did you do to help keep you stress-free in the chat? Or which methods do you apply when you feel stressed? Melissa said, I'm stressed now. All right, great, Melissa. You're in the right place. We're going to help you with that. I see meditate, exercise, playing music.
Music, self-care days.
Mr. Martin said, read.
Pray.
Coloring. Target, exactly. I think you're trying to say Target. Yes, I love Target too.
Target.
Relaxing bath. Yes, it's Target. It's fancy. Prayer, meditation, music, and dancing. Demetrius, you know I'm a dancer. I love to dance. Kitchen dancing while cooking is my favorite stress relief. Talking to your grandparents. Yes, talking to older grandparents or older relatives always is a great way to relieve stress because they're full of knowledge and they don't let too much of the world things bother them. Very passive because they probably live way more life than we have at this point. Painting, crafting, shopping. Yes, Kenyatta, they have a different perspective than we do. I agree. So those are all great things that you guys have already pretty much applied, but we're going to just try to take a moment. I'm going to do the first couple and Jason's going to do the last couple of stress-free tips. So one of the big things that can help lower stress is any physical activity. So I would just want you to think about your day-to-day processes and all of the things that you have to do. And you say, I probably don't have time to work out. I don't, really feel like working out. But in actuality, working out and having some type of physical activity can reduce your stress level. It can help you clear your mind. It can help you feel less tense. And it can also be good for your respiratory system during this time, as well as your heart. So I just want you to tell me in the chat box right now, how many times do you work out per week? How many days a week do you have some sort of physical activity? 0, 0, none. What? Oh my gosh. Guys, we have to fix this. 0, 0, 1, 7 days since August the 7th, 17th. 3, at least 3, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Very good. 3 days walking. Mr. Martin, you might want to put your replies on everyone because you're sending them directly to me. If running after a toddler counts, yes. In our last 3 sessions, we've counted running and chasing after children as a physical exercise. So yes, that helps. So exercising, guys, some things that you can implement in your day is during your 15-minute break, get up and go walk on the 2nd floor, or go walk to Smoothie King or Subway, or park your car the furthest away from the stairs in the front. And then that way you'll have to walk from your car up the stairs to your office and back down the stairs all the way to your car. All of those steps add up, and you want to at least try to be active at least 30 to 45 minutes per day. So all of these people that are saying 0 activity, we have to change it. You can't be idle all day, sitting at your desk all day, then go home and lay on the couch for the rest of the days. You have to at least try to put on a YouTube video that's 30 minutes, get some cardio work in, or go take a walk to clear your mind outside, get a change of scenery. So I encourage all of you to do that to help relieve some stress. Also, whenever you finish working out, you feel much better. Even though your brain is telling you you're too tired in the beginning to get up and go, or you're too busy, or you have to do this and you have to do that. Once you finish, you're going to feel so much better. The next thing is a healthier diet. So we just got off of the holidays. Everybody had their sweet potato pie and ham hocks and greens and cornbread and all type of heavy carbs. And so I want you to tell me, what have you done to adjust your diet to become a little bit more healthier since the new year? What have you done? It could have been drinking more water or consuming more water, changing out that fried chicken for a salad, changing out those fries for a side salad or a cup of fruit. What have you done? Viola, I'm going to high five you. Love keto. Live by it. Eat salad at least 2 times a week. Very good. Fasting, yes. Eating more raw veggies, 0-calorie and sugar-free drinks. Sydney, yes, that's correct. Less snacking. So Demetrius is bringing out a very good point here. A lot of times when we get stressed, the first thing that we do is stress eat. We pick up things that even though we're not hungry, we're picking up chips or we're snacking here and snacking there when we're really not being mindful that we're not hungry. It could be added stress. So yes, Demetrius, less snacking. I see a lot of water, eating a lot of grilled or baked meats. Yes. Air fryers are now a very popular thing. Posting those things in the air fryer or having a George Foreman grill to drip all of those fats away are all good ways and methods. Having things baked instead of fried. No carbs or sweets. Yes, Whitney. So I agree. Just staying away from anything white is what I'm on right now. No rice, no breads, no white refined sugars. All of those I'm trying to stay away from. So all of those are very, very, very good tips. Now, the next one is a very, very, very big whammy for me. And we talked about it in our last sessions. And this was also very popular in, other sessions and people as well. So we're going to talk about less social media or screen time. So when I say screen time, I mean whether you're watching Netflix or Hulu or your favorite show on your cellular device or on your TV at home, or when you're working at your desk and you're just letting those episodes run. 30 to 45 minutes for one episode can turn into hours and hours, and next thing you know, you're finishing the whole series. So one thing that you need to be mindful of is those episodes and shows that we watch are very can be very take a toll on us emotionally, and we subconsciously adjust to those emotions in which we watch. So I want you to ask yourselves, how many times have you watched a show or a movie and you started out feeling one way, and by the end of the episode you feel a completely different way? Oh my God, I cannot believe he died. Or oh my God, I cannot believe she cheated on him. Oh my God, why did she do that? Or you're crying, and your whole mood has changed now from the movie or the episode that you've watched. And so those things subconsciously play a toll on us, and it affects us because we're living in the real world, and it puts us in our feelings. And now we're having an attitude with such and such because somebody that isn't even a real character that we just saw that made you mad or upset. It's the same way on social media, right? So we get on social media, we get on these platforms, so Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Clubhouse, all of the social media platforms, and somebody might say something maybe directly or indirectly to you to change your whole mood. And you reading those things, and those things can also play a toll on your psyche. So I just want you to put in the chat, how often do you spend either on social media or on screen time per day? Per day. Six to 7 hours. Too much. All day, every day. That is a great, honest answer, Brandy. Less than 2 hours. Good job, Melissa. Maybe 2 hours. Good job, Erica. 3, 2 hours. Not as often anymore, thank God. Chloe, you're reducing your hours. That's good. Less than 5. 4 hours, give or take. 3 to 4. Less on the weekends for family time. Very good, Candace Allen. I spend about 3 hours on series and about 3 hours on social media. So a total of 6 hours per day. Not that much, depends on the day. So in our last session, some people were giving us what, Jason? 8 to 10 hours or 10 to 12 hours.
Majority of the day.
The majority of the day. But you subconsciously don't know how much you spend on it, because those little minutes where you say, oh, I'm at a red light, let me check social media. Or, oh, I'm on my 15-minute break, let me hop on real quick. And next thing you know, all of those minutes add up throughout the day, and we become less productive and more consumed about what's going on social media or that movie or show, because we are secretly building up anxiety because we are anxious to see what's going to happen on the next episode, or what such and such is doing or wearing or whatever on social media platforms. So we just want you guys to be mindful of how much screen time you have and how much you spend on social media, because that can also add to stress. One thing that Jason and I wanted to challenge everybody to do, and it hasn't been so productive in our last sessions because they said they absolutely could not do it, was either in the beginning of the week on a Monday or at the end of the week on a Friday, not touch your phone for 24 hours and totally disconnect from social media and screen time. And this will allow you to kind of be one with yourself, do something nice for yourself, kind of engage in your surroundings and outside environments, and also kind of just not be so distracted on what other people are doing, and kind of refocus on yourself. So we just challenge you guys to just do that for 24 hours, either on a Monday to start your week or on a Friday to disconnect. Good job, Dorothy. If you could do that, high five. Most people say they can't go an hour without their phone. So if you could do that on a Monday or on a Friday, those are the challenge that Jason and I put up for you.
And
also, so Jason?
Yes, also just to piggyback off of you, Danielle, if you have an iPhone, I know on Sundays, I always get a message saying how long I've been on my phone, the screen time. So I'm not sure if you guys get the same thing, but I know I look at it and I'll be like, man, like I've used my phone this much throughout the week. Like, and it's just crazy how much we don't realize how much we use our phones and how much we do not disconnect from not only social media, but the world, period. And that's what we do is we also take on a lot of responsibilities and a lot of stress whenever we take on those, we read those comments or we read those social media posts, or we get that text message saying, hey, can you do this? Or, hey, just pretty much anything as far as someone contacting you asking for something or needing something. So you have to have those times to where you can disconnect from everything. So the next point that we're going to go into is we're going to go into relaxation techniques. So what are some relaxation techniques that you guys have? I'll give you a few that I have. You can put them in the comments. For me, I know I like to listen to music. I like to sit outside. I have one right here where we says yoga. I like to do yoga as well and work out. I know they say, guys don't do yoga, or you're not stretched, you're not flexible, I'm sorry, to do yoga, but you don't necessarily have to be flexible to do yoga or, to do certain things. It's just to get that relaxation in your body. So put some techniques that you guys have in the comments. So we said listen to music, reading, crafting. That was one thing I was going to say too, as well, is looking at artwork. Sometimes looking at artwork is a stress reliever. Sitting in the dark with music on, I love to do that as well. Baking, soaking in a jacuzzi, and relaxing to sounds of nature or Luther Vandross. Bird watching from the backyard. That was one thing I said in our last one that I like to do, is I like to sit outside on my patio and listen to the birds and listen to the sounds of whatever nature provides. Playing brain teaser games, and all of those things are good for relaxation. But we have to have those techniques in order to pretty much relieve stress from our body. A lot of times we don't realize how much stress that we put on our bodies, and our muscles will definitely tell you that. It will definitely show you signs of, hey, you're being stressed. Our body is very delicate, so you know that anytime that you're having those stress, it will definitely show you those moments. Another good way to release stress is meditation. So I know for me, one of the apps I love to use, that we have one on here, is the Calm app. I like to use the bedtime fan app. I have to hear that sound of a fan or something to relax my mind. So what are some meditation techniques that you guys have, or what are some apps that you guys use to help you guys to relieve stress? And this way we're all helping each other with this. I'm gonna say American Express is offering Calm app for free for a year. YouTube meditation. Definitely YouTube has everything. I tell everyone that. If you're looking on how to milk a cow, you'll be able to find it on YouTube. It literally has
That's true.
they have everything on YouTube. So YouTube is a great thing. I love YouTube. Any others that you guys have? And I know some, like for me, I like to listen to music. Ocean sounds, definitely ocean sounds. You can also use Apple Music, Spotify. They have different playlists that you can use that provides you with those sounds. And sometimes it's just good. I saw someone said to lay in the dark, like just to lay there and just disconnect from the world. Turn the television off, turn the light off, and just have those sounds and that music going, just so you can relax your body. White noise, definitely white noise. I love white noise too. Let's I can't listen to white noise, it freaks me out. But yeah, so all of those are some good meditation techniques that are good for us. Another stress-free tip is to relax and take relaxing baths and showers. So you have to make sure you get that body relaxed. It's good to use, I know I like to use Epsom salt, stuff like that, to kind of relax myself in the tub. Make sure you have some hot water and turn the music on, light your candle, whatever you need to do. I like to use eucalyptus, so you can use candles, essential oils. I'm not encouraging wine, but you can have one glass of wine to relax yourself. And whatever you do to relax yourself at night or during the day, whenever you feel stressed. You have to have those moments. Lavender bath, I guess bath works well also. Sorry about that. So yeah, so Dr. Teal's definitely is a good one. Yeah, 103 Hills. I love shower steamers too. Yes, definitely. And like I say, just being able to disconnect yourself. That's a moment that you have to yourself. And if you have kids, I know small kids, you might have someone that can potentially watch them for a second. Or if you have older kids, just have them allow you to have that time so where you can disconnect and just relax and just disconnect and relax yourself. Someone said Dr. Teal's, the melatonin one. I didn't know they had that, but I would definitely check into that. So yeah, but always make sure that you're having those relaxing baths. I know that's always good before you go to bed, to make sure that you relax, and it also helps you sleep at night. Self-care days. How many of you take self-care days? If you don't mind putting that in the chat. 0. I saw someone say that everyone said I do all the time. Every Sunday is my day. And the reason why I asked that question is because a lot of people, unfortunately, they do not take time out for themselves. They do not have a self-care day. They do not take time out to where they are actually taking time for themselves. They're constantly doing things, and we have to realize sometimes we're constantly doing things for other people, that we're not taking care of ourselves, or we're not actually taking that time to treat ourselves to things as often as we should. So that's another thing, make sure that we're having self-care days. Self-care days does not necessarily mean you have to go out to Chimes and eat. Self-care, you can be at home, you can be on your, like we said earlier, on your balcony, on your patio, on your porch, relaxing. And just I have like a foot spa thing. I use that at times just to relax my feet and put on some music and just chill. So taking those time out. So I know some people in our last one said they go out, they go to the nail shop and things like that, and that's good too as well. Shopping, things like that. Don't overspend, but definitely have those moments to where you can have that self-care and be able to take care of yourself. That's one way to release stress. Like I say, as often we always take on so many things, not necessarily just work related, but in our personal life. So we have to be able to have those moments to where we disconnect from everything and be able to take care of ourselves. So if you're not doing that, I challenge you from here on out to take at least a day or two to to have those self-care days. So do anybody have what are some things that you guys do for the self-care?
And a lot of time when we think about self-care, we think about going out and doing things. And during this pandemic, we really are limited to the things that we can do. But it's a lot of things that you can do inside or by yourself that can be considered self-care days.
Definitely. And that was one thing we said in our last one was you can definitely walk. You can walk in your neighborhood. You can sit outside. Someone said joyride. Joyride was also another thing in our last session. Someone said mani and pedi or stay home, watch movies. Definitely a movie day. Shop, sit quietly in the room. Riding a bike. She said she learned how to ride a bike 3 months ago. So that's good. I love riding the bikes too. I bought me a bicycle. I barely ride it now, but I do ride it every blue moon. Sitting, relaxing in the backyard, reading. Reading is definitely a good one. Going fishing, definitely peaceful. So all of those things are good. So like I said, I wanted to kind of elaborate on it and make sure that we are taking those time, those days to make sure that we are having those self-care days. And that's all I have done here. I'll move on to the next slide. So we already pretty much did that. So our next one, we're going to go into our clip on how to manage stress at work. So I'm going to go into the next clip and I'll show you guys a video and then we'll elaborate on that video.
So as Jason is getting this video set up, I just want you guys to kind of think about your work day. Everybody has multiple tasks that they deal with throughout the day. Nobody comes to work and does one thing. Everybody has several things on their plate, especially during this time when we're serving so many Louisiana children and families. So as you're watching this clip, kind of apply all of the things that you do on a day-to-day basis at work and see how you can apply the management tips that they're going to give you to the task that you are given.
Give me 1 second, guys.
In this video, you will learn about 4 ways to cope with stress that would otherwise prevent you from accomplishing a lot. You usually feel stressed when the goals you have to achieve outgrow the resources present at your disposal, such as a project's time frame and your current level of motivation. However, the state of being stressed consumes from your mind's capacity. hence leaving you with little room for productivity. So here are 4 effective tips to help you cope with stress. Stop multitasking. A theory in psychology called the Zeigarnik Effect states that your brain tends to remember incomplete tasks more than the complete ones. Accordingly, when you multitask, your mind will keep hammering you with the other incomplete task you are performing at the same time. So focus on just one task, and when done, start the other. Exercise. Doubtlessly, this tip perfectly works for anything, especially for stress management. You would be surprised if you knew how exercise works in each and every way to help your body systems work harmoniously and supply you with a dose of endorphins to make you more immune to stress afterwards. No matter how stuffed your work schedule is, find a way to squeeze exercise in. Think positively. Ever heard about NLP, Neurolinguistic Programming? It is a communication model that trains your mind to think in the most productive manner. For example, if you have a lot of work to do, you would perceive this as an exciting opportunity to challenge yourself and improve your time management skills. Drop perfectionism. Especially if you're of type A personality, it's easy to fall into the trap of perfectionism. While perfect doesn't exist, you will constantly feel stressed upon working relentlessly, but rarely feeling satisfied about the outcome. You'd argue that perfectionism brings out the best in you, but try being a high achiever instead. It's a healthier version of success. You can't avoid stress when running a business or handling a job, so it is time to consider dealing with it. With these techniques in mind, you will soon find yourself functioning productively, even under stressful situations. Soon you will impress yourself and become everybody's preferred work partner.
All right. So a couple of things stood out to me in this video when I first watched it. The first thing that stood out to me was because I am a type A personality, I strive for everything to be perfect whenever it comes to my work product. Crossing those T's and dotting those I's and consuming all of these projects and just making sure that they're accurate. But as you heard in the video, she said that that can add to your stress levels because everything isn't always going to be perfect. Everything isn't always going to go from A to Z just like we planned it to go. So that's what I got from that video. Share with me in the chat something that you heard in the video that you relate to on a day-to-day basis at work. Yeah, so in reference to multitask, whenever you're multitasking, if you have a lot of unopened things, your brain is going to always think about the things that are, I'm sorry, if you have a lot of open things, your brain is going to always think about those open tasks. So creating a to-do list and checking off those tasks once they're completed helps to relieve stress and to slow those things down. Everybody at work has a multiple of things to accomplish at work. But if you know me, you know I always keep a to-do list and add things to the to-do list and cross them off once they're completed because it helps me to manage stress, but it also helps me to stay organized. I'm able to identify which tasks need to be completed and which things aren't not completed. And it helps my mind to kind of be a little bit more at ease because it doesn't have to think about, oh, I need to, reevaluate that form. Oh, I need to turn in the state plan. Oh, I need to check that fraud case. I just look at my list and I say, okay, here's what I need to do. And then next, here's what I'm going to do. Because it's always going to be an ongoing list of things and tasks that you're going to have to complete because that's the scope of your job. So that is one thing to help with that, creating a list and identifying level of importance. Mr. Martin, that's correct. Thinking positively. How many of you believe that if you take a negative thought and find some type of positive or switch it into a positive, that it makes you feel better? Having a positive outlook. I always say that what we consume in our brain, if we change that to positive thoughts, then we can manifest that into positive actions. So thinking positively definitely helps and can turn things around. In the video, she said, instead of looking at this like, oh my God, I have so much work to do. How will I do this? I'm devastated. I'm doomed. She switched it and said, this is going to be a challenge for me. I want to see how fast I can complete all of those. So just a change in your spirit, in your mind, in your thought process can definitely change all of the tasks that you are given. So we're gonna go to the next slide.
Oops, sorry.
That's okay. All right, so as you all know, 2020 was the year of COVID-19, and we are still in the midst of COVID-19. And a lot of the things that we had to deal with due to COVID brought enormous stress on, on each of us individually. So what me and Jason did, we wanted to pull out a video from the CDC, just so you guys can have additional coping methods during the COVID crisis. And this video is just basically, derived from their website. There are additional resources there on the website. If you guys want to visit the CDC website to get those additional resources, because a lot of the chat box that when I was reading them, nobody said that they went to therapy. And mental health awareness is also becoming more and more popular, and people are talking about mental health awareness and the option of therapy, especially during this time. So we'll watch this short clip and then we'll discuss.
Everyone reacts differently to stressful situations like the COVID-19 pandemic. This can be a time of strong emotions in both adults and children. You may feel anxious, anger, sadness, or overwhelmed. Find ways to reduce your stress to help yourself and the people you care about. Learn the common signs of stress, such as changes in sleep or eating patterns, difficulty concentrating, worsening or chronic health problems, and increased use of alcohol, tobacco, or other drugs. Take breaks from news stories, including social media. Take care of your body. Take deep breaths, stretch, or meditate. Try to eat healthy, well-balanced meals, exercise regularly, get plenty of sleep, and avoid alcohol and drugs. Make time to unwind. Try to do activities you enjoy. Connect with others by phone, text, or email. Share your concerns and feelings with people you trust. If you or someone you know have pre-existing mental health conditions, continue with treatment and be aware of new or worsening symptoms. Contact a healthcare provider with any concerns, or if stress gets in the way of daily activities for several days in a row. If you or someone you care about are feeling overwhelmed with emotions like sadness, depression, or anxiety, get support by calling 1-800-985-5990 or text Talk With Us to 66746. Learn more at cdc.gov/COVID-19 and coronavirus.gov. Let's take care of ourselves, our family, and our community.
All right, so that's basically some of the tips that we have already went over, but it seems more official coming from the CDC. They should have just had me and Jason do this presentation and we'd be YouTube famous. But no, in all seriousness, reaching out and getting, a therapist. They have a lot of online therapy now. If you're feeling overwhelmed, applying these stress management techniques that you guys have been given today also can help relieve stress, and taking those self-care days and doing those things that you guys mentioned for yourself can also improve just your overall well-being and your emotional and mental state. So the next thing that we're going to do is one of our favorite parts of our presentation. So it is the engagement part of our presentation. And what we're going to do here is, a lot of times we get so consumed in our day-to-day life that we forget to stop and give a compliment. And a simple compliment can help uplift someone's day. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head over to our chat box, and you can pick anybody that's in this chat room. It's 29 participants, and you can just give them a compliment. Tell them something that you know can uplift their day, something positive. You can choose anybody. All right, guys. So we're going to just continue on with our presentation, but keep those compliments coming. And the main purpose for us to do that is it just takes 2 seconds to stop and give somebody a compliment or to let them know that they matter. Because one of the things that Jason and I prize ourselves off as managers is we always treat our staff as humans, and we always try to have the empathy as well as sympathy for our staff. And sometimes you have to just put the work aside and deal with that person as a human and ask yourself, what are they going through today? How can I assist them? If I were in their shoes, how would I want this situation to be resolved? And I always try to stop and think about that as well as Jason, you know, just to remember that we are all human. Things happen in life that are beyond our control. You always have to have a shoulder to lean on every now and again, no matter who you are, no matter what your job title is. Somebody always needs somebody else at some point or another. And a lot of times, you know, we forget that. We get so consumed in, oh, well, this has to be done, or, you know, we need to do it now. We don't care about your life or what's going on. And we have to just pause and say, okay, what's really the issue behind it? What's really the problem? And a lot of times, some people will open up and share that with you. Other times they won't. Some people are very expressive. Other people are very secluded in what they deal with in their personal lives. That's why you always have to treat people with kindness. You always have to be positive, and you always have to manipulate specific situations to be beneficial, not only to get the work done, but to be kind to that person and treat them like a human being, because you just never know what they're going through. So those positive words of encouragement are always needed. All right. So the one of the last things that we're going to do in our stress release classes is we are going to take 30 seconds. And I know we're not face to face. If we were face to face, we would cut the lights off. I would have you guys close your eyes and put your cell phones down. But now we are going to just take 30 seconds of just deep breathing to kind of decompress the day. Think about everything that we've engaged with and we've learned so far. So just for 30 seconds, don't type in the chat. Everybody just focus on just this deep breathing technique for 30 seconds. So just close your eyes, kind of lean back and relax. All right. So hopefully everybody was able to take those deep breaths in and release it out. So it says you breathe in positivity and good thoughts, and you release negativity and bad thoughts. So when you're doing these deep breathing sessions, just taking 2 minutes or 30 seconds to just kind of decompress and just release all those negative thoughts and apply the techniques that you've learned today. So the last thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna allow a couple of people just to unmute and just kind of talk about your 2020 if you're willing to share. You can talk about the obstacles if you feel comfortable, but what we really want to know is, how did you get through 2020? What things did you do to get through 2020? Tell us. Anybody?
This is Tamara. So during 2020, I was reading a lot and looking at stress relief tips and things like that. And one of the things that I started doing was trying to make my bed every morning, because they say when you make up your bed in the morning and you complete that task, no matter how your day goes, when you return back to home, you see your bed made up, you see it looking nice, and you know that you completed at least one thing correct that day, no matter how your day went.
Wow, I love that. I love that. That is great. Yes, so it's little small tasks to just to let you know that you are able to accomplish something, right, Tam? So yeah,
Right.
I love that. I love that. Anybody else, please unmute, share. This is very informal, not to put anybody on the spot, but one thing that you may share with us can be beneficial to somebody else in the group. So please share.
This is Chloe. This year, not this year, 2020, one thing I did, I strengthened my prayer life. I had to do that. It was impertinent. So that helped me out tremendously. Before anything else, that was the main thing.
Yeah, so there's just finding that spirituality or whatever base you may need to continue to be uplifted throughout the day whenever those obstacles present themselves. Like, those are all great tips, and you have to find whatever works best for you, and when you find that, strengthen that and play off that throughout the whole year. So thank you, Chloe, for that. Let's get one or two more people to share before we wrap up.
Hi, this is Miss Johnson. I don't know if everybody want to do this, but I had my new grandbaby in 2020. So excited. I've been busy. Yay. Thank you.
Yeah, so new life in 2020, amongst many obstacles, having new life, or even rekindling relationships that you may have with your family who you haven't talked to in a while. Those types of new life and new relationship building always can breathe a breath of fresh air in negative situations. So congratulations, Miss Dorothy. Yes. Anybody else?
Thank you.
All right, so I'll just leave you with this quote that Jason and I came across. It says, I spoke with my friend and told her that I was hitting a wall emotionally. And my friend told me, sometimes walls are there for us to lean on and rest. So I just want to leave you guys with that sometimes whenever you come across a boundary or a wall and you feel like you're at a standstill, sometimes that's just a sign for us to lean on them, take a breath, refocus, regroup, and rejuvenate. So I hope that you guys enjoyed our session and continue to live a stress-free life, have a stress-free day, stress-free week, and the rest of a stress-free year. So thank you guys so much, and y'all have a great day.